being hard on me?
I'm not being hard, I'm not doing the right thing.
What right thing? Hakuna land yakaitwa. Zvakaitwa procedurally, aita ndipimida ine. Tele ndishiri ndianga ari minister yesaina ma-offer letters. Indopinda papi. Ndakama akati ndononyora tsamba. Ngofunga kuti ungangonyora tsamba usinodzi ndononyora tsamba. Ndakatonyora tsamba yakati ndinonyora. On behalf of the Lands Committee ndikazoregularize. Hapana musamboteerera zvaluve wacho ndezvinema. Hapana kana munhu yanga ichimbori stage management yekuita bad publicity yekukanganisa ma-international relations eZimbabwe nedzimwe nyika kuchinzi kuZimbabwe kuri invadwa land. Hakuna kana invasion yeland iri kugoitwa kumanikaland. Yes, mwanangu. Kumanikaland. Handinoti kumanikaland. Kumanikaland hakuna land invasion iri kuitwa. Itai basa but siyana inini. Uri kutageta inini. Ari kumbokutuma indiani kundishungurudza. Ndataura kuti zvese zvakaitwa izvi ndandiri munyuwani kubatwa basa. Maprocedures acho you learn as you go. Ndipere zhira rakati nchide munonyora tsamba minisa ndamukumbira kuti tikutambudzika tine nhamo nemhuri ndibatsirewo upewo mwana munda kachinde munonyora tsamba ndikanonyora akabva mwana munda. Pakavelenzi pavakati vachinotaridza mwana munda murungu wacho was very cooperative. Amena akamufurira mangwana news headlines everywhere. Minister of State invades in land invasion scam.
Thank you so much for the time.
At least ndambonziko zviri nani. Zviri nani ndambonziko. Kuti yanga iri publicity yakaitwa abuse. Tine BP shamwari neheart problem. Usaramba wachindishungurudza. Ndakakusunungura ikuhondo makuda kuzondishungurudzira nyaya yelinda. Bye bye. Kurwa hondo kusunungura vanhu kukusunungura yekuti muite mamemba kuParliament nekuti muwane minda makungoti sikasikani kushungurudza inini ndega ndindoita sei. Ngemarekodi ndotaukozvizonzika kuti hakuna mntu wakainvetwa inhema dzemurungu havadi kugara nevanhu vatema muminda. Ndatatoya neevidence futi yevamwe vari kutonetsa.
Linjani, Magadi. Hello. Today is Wednesday, the 1st of September 2021, and today's watch list is a business tycoon and a Zanu PF loyalist by the name of Cde Wadyajena. This Cadre has taken it upon himself to be Zanu PF's Pitbull in politics. It makes about BT and the way BT does in Parliament, the way he's always on point when it comes to news daily, how articulate he is. Cde Wadyajena does that all the time and never gets the credence that he's supposed to get. Nobody does it, right? This guy is a bare knuckle political fighter, a known political brawler, tenacious, Parliamentarian, and we are going to highlight him today as a Cadre. We are very proud of this person. Researching this individual, it was very difficult to see. Anytime you see this guy actually tooting his own home, it's very rare to see Wadyajena publicly achizvibiga kana kuda kubhilivhisa vanhu. He doesn't do that. This guy is an actual hard knuckle guy. He's a behind the scenes power broker who gets shit done, right? And he's young. He was born in 1980. But we need to talk about this guy today. It's very surprising that this guy was not made, or at least made deputy minister of lands, or was given some type of position in cabinet. The more we research this guy, the only reason we can see why this guy is not rose faster is because people were hating on him, because he speaks his mind. he rubs people the wrong way. He's a firebrand guy, but he's firebrand and he keeps to himself. He keeps within the party protocols. He doesn't take his business outside the party. He keeps it internal. Unlike Analo Bumbo, media. This guy doesn't do that. So, we are going to talk today about Member of Parliament for Nembudziya Gokwe. Can't even say it correctly, but it's Justice Wadyajena.
Mr. Sarara gave us names. He gave us Blue Ribbon, he gave us Natural Foods, he gave us Droski, he gave us Alpha Grain, and various other companies. We didn't guess. We are not prophets here. All you want is a quittal of 28.2 million disbursed by RBZ. That's it. And the 28.2 million US was for wheats and maize. That's what he got from RBZ.
That's for wheat and maize.
That's the document that we got. He's the one who told us that.
So there's nothing personal between
how
the
is
two
it
of
personal?
you?
Remember, you know how Parliament works. How is it personal?
There is also an allegation that during the tour of the said companies, when you toured Droski, you refused to enter the premises. Any reasons for your refusal to enter the Droski premises?
He said I refused as mayor or the committee deliberated on the matter. Which is which? I don't get it.
No, you just said you did not enter the premises.
Oh, we were not going to see Droski. We went to see Alpha Grain, not Droski. The issue was about Alpha Grain, not Droski.
Okay, so now what's the way forward?
Way forward or not? Remember, I announced in the committee that Dr. Mangunjika gave us the documents that we requested. All we wanted with our quitals. When he appeared before us, before what he had said, he said, Grain Millers Association of Zimbabwe didn't report the hits, but RVZ gave us the documents.
You said the committee will do a report. So if the committee does a report, does it mean the inquiry is going on?
How is it going on when you've done the report?
It will be...
We will finalize the inquiry.
Okay.
All we wanted from Sarara, just a second. All we wanted from Mr. Sarara, we requested a contract. Because remember when he appeared before the committee on the 25th of February, he indicated that Drosk imported the wheat on behalf of GMAS, not GMAS. And then he said, Mr. Sarara owns Drosk. That's what he told the committee. So the committee requested documents from Mr. Sarara on behalf of Droski. The documents that we want, number one, we want a contract between Drosk and GMAS. Number two, a contract between Drosk and the suppliers. Number three, a request for quotations for the wheat. Number four, we want TT instructions supported by invoices. Everybody, when you're doing TT applications, you provide an invoice to the bank. And then after some 24 hours, they will give you a TT confirmation. We wanted that. And then we wanted acquittals done by Zimra. When you import something, you acquit by way of bill of entries. Those are the documents wanted from Mr. Sarara. And right now, the committee got the documents from RBZ. So there's no need for Mr. Sarara. You can proceed with this court application. We got the documents, we are doing the report. That's the end of the matter. He wrote a letter to Parliament. Mr. Sarara wrote a letter to Parliament. He said this is a personal matter between myself and him and others. I don't know what you're saying. When he appeared before the committee, remember I asked him, have we ever met before? He said no, we haven't met before. And then I said, my company, I own Mail Logistics, it's known. I've owned it since 2009. And it's not a crime to own a company. And then I asked, have we ever done business together? No, we have never. Have I ever approached him privately, publicly? No, not. He wrote a letter to Parliament alleging that it may be personal. Parliament asked him to prove and he has failed to do so. So it's just his word against Parliament's word. But to me, it doesn't make sense. He must provide the evidence. Okay.
Sorry, you've accused him of being corrupt. Have you been corrupt yourself in your entire business dealings?
I've never accused him, Sarah, of being corrupt. When did I accuse him of being corrupt? It means to me, I've never accused him of being corrupt.
Okay, so why do you use your personal Twitter account?
What Twitter account do you?
He says you use your personal Twitter
account. Is it a
account
crime to use my personal Twitter account? I do as I please. It's my account. I do as I please. I disseminate information. What happens in the committees? That's public information. You guys are doing it yourselves. So this is public information. I don't deliberate committee matters on Twitter. I just announce that we are going to have a meeting. That's it. And it's allowed. I'm the chairman. I'm allowed to talk to the media. It's my right. So if he's not happy, he can appeal. You go and tell him that.
So when you make use of your Twitter account, you are making it in your capacity as the chairman of this committee.
I don't get the question.
When you said we use social media to give out information.
Right now we are communicating. Why didn't you accuse me of?
No, I'm asking. I'm not accusing.
No, I'm just saying. Like I communicate with anyone. Like this, you're gonna put on Twitter, you're gonna put on Facebook, you're gonna put on social media, just like anyone does. So all I'm saying is I can announce that there's a meeting.
Because according to Mr. Msarara, he says because you use
Mr. Msarara doesn't work for Parliament.
He says because you use your personal Twitter account, it means that you're taking things personal between you two guys. Because
I don't know Mr. Msarara. How can I take things personal? I don't know him. I started seeing him when he appeared for Parliament. I've never met him in my life. I don't even know him. This is my first time meeting him through the committee work. I've never met Mr. Msarara. So there's nothing personal. Unless you know something that I don't know. All we want, Mr. Msarara, must just produce the documents, that's all. You don't need a lawyer to do that. How can you need a lawyer to produce documents? Just documents, you need a lawyer to do that. You don't. And he accused me that I was misinterpreting the letter. Council to Parliament came. What I said is exactly what she said. So there's nothing personal about this thing. Thank you guys.
Apologies to those from Gokwe-Nembudziya, Guerrero. We've actually been to Gokwe. It's a cotton area. It's very hot. If you've never been there, it's very hot. Beautiful women. Very beautiful women, but very fit. Kana usina stamina semurume one. Right? Akuskwe ma broiler. When we are saying broiler, we're talking about men who are not capable, because people work there. And this is where this guy is. He's an embodiment of that. Of course, he was born in Bulawayo, but he is a member of Parliament for Gokwe-Nembudziya. His name is Mayor Justice Wadyajena. Politician, business person, firebrand. But people won't know him as a firebrand. He's usually known as an extravagant person. For some reason, Wadyajena has been put in the same box as Jinimbi because he bought a Lamborghini. Lamborghini made headlines. Again, this week should blame it more on our media. They're not as investigative as they used to be with data. And all of a sudden, they put a price tag. And this was around 2019. They put a price tag on him that is Lamborghini. I think it's a Lamborghini Urus. Could be mistaken. It's not in it, but it was picked at around 400,000. We don't give a fuck about all that bullshit. Look, if you want to know about his personal life, this is the wrong podcast. Go listen to somewhere else. If you want to know about his beefs with his ex-wives and the court settlement that they do, they actually have the PDF file that is found online. Just Google it, you can download it, and you can read it for yourself. This is not what our podcast is on. The $400,000 tag that his Lamborghini was, we're not going to talk about that bullshit. Did he steal money? Kada. Akadla here mari. Pane ba akaluba here. Pane panuzari pari pakambo baiza akaita something. If there was something like that, we would have said something. The only thing that he was recently messaging was in the Century report where they say that he's got cartels in agriculture. That's the first time we actually found anything in relation to him. All we know about Wadyajena before that is that he's been in trucking. That's where he made most of his money, in logistics and trucking, right? Of course, it came from tenders in the links with Zanu PF and so forth, but apana paratidza kunge pane money link yokuti akadla mari. So if you bring that to us, we will follow it up. We are not saying that he is a thief or he's not a thief. Bring it. But if there's nothing so far, apana pataona unge this guy was a thief. And the way he is so full throttle in Parliament makes us believe that he's not a thief. He is actually a hard worker. If you Google right now parliamentarians that are actually doing the actual work, there's BT for this year and last year. Let's talk about 2019 and 2021. And we are actually researching. Don't listen to Paulzim, but shout out to Paulzim. Paulzim is a bit biased because varuwana funding ku US Embassy, but they are still on it. They are actually more, financed and they've got more resources, but they are biased. But Wadyajena, BT, Mliswa, and certain other female parliamentarians that we're going to mention in our watch list, they've been doing the work. Anyway, moving on. Justice Wadyajena was born in Bulawayo on the 19th of November 1980. This is a born-free guy, through and through. Every time we are celebrating here our independence, he's right there. Akazvarwa tichitichi isusu Zimbabwe tazvarwa, right? His home is in Nembudziya, Gokwe. He is from Gokwe. And if you've never been to Gokwe, guys, travel, man. Travel. Cde Mnangagwa right now, comrade Cde Mnangagwa is opening up chances, right? These guys were war veterans. Amana yokuda ungo dada nokuti ruma urban area and also tenga rural area on the border of on Zambezi River because your car can't get there. But you know with your relatives used to cross there kuzorwa. Fuck you. Do the work. Do something that's actually productive. Tenga land ikoko, better land. If you cannot do anything for that land, pass it on to your child. But do something. Mozotanga kupopota maona varungu varubva ku UK vachisvika vachimara. Sorry. Getting off topic. Justice Wadyajena was born Bulawayo, 19th of November 1980. His home is in Nembudziya, Gokwe, a very lovely place. But it's hot. If you've never been there before, I'll tell you right now, comrades, it's hot as hell. Right? And he's married. He's got 4 kids. He has a master's in international relations from the University of Zimbabwe. He has an honors degree. Last time it was said he was studying for a bachelor's in laws. We're not sure if he did get it. And he's got so many certifications that we're not even going to bother talking about him. This guy is a behind the scenes type of guy. Tawari too much. Right? He joined Zanu PF when he was still in secondary school. Angari youth. The people that Mugabe wanted to become the next leaders of Zimbabwe. And he's on the way to becoming the next leader of Zimbabwe anyway. He joined the Zanu PF Youth League when he was still in secondary school. Where he met actually Robert Mugabe. He's been always in Gokwe. Up until now, he still has been in Gokwe. He just recently resigned as the secretary for the provincial secretary for administration for Zanu PF Youth League. Recently, that's when he just recently decided. He's Midlands. He's always Gokwe is in Midlands, if you did not know. For all those who are listening to this podcast and are not from Zimbabwe, there is a province in Zimbabwe called Midlands, and he was the Secretary for Administration up until the 29th of September 2020, where he resigned. Now, this is a little bit suspect. For the conspiracy theories that are there, it may seem as if akaudzwa namdara. Because Midlands area ya mdara. right? Is in President Ed Mnangagwa. So who knows? Yeah, we'll put it out there, right? He's always been in Nembudziya since when he started. He ended up being elected there. He was duly elected in 2013 to serve as a member of parliament. That's when he first got in, right? He's been strongly supported by Emmerson Mnangagwa. He actually sees Emmerson Mnangagwa as his mentor, right? Before him, Flora Buka had been the MP for Gokwe-Nembudziya for a while, but Mnangagwa ended up sponsoring our individual here who we are talking about, who is Wadyajena. And then Wadyajena succeeded in the primary elections, defeating Buka. And then Wadyajena won the general elections. And after that, he's always been just touting Ed. But sometimes it's on a low when Ed is not really in power. Sometimes it's on a high. When we're saying Ed, we're saying it respectfully because he is a revolutionary from the Zanu PF side, and we don't want the army or Masitian or anybody visiting our areas. As you are all well aware, 2015, China pakatengwa hacking phone. And now, I think around 2018, 2019, Israeli vakazotengawo software yoku-update software yema-China. So, if anybody there thinks we are dissing the government, no, we are not. We are not on that. But we're saying this with love. So, back to Wadyajena.
Committee. Dichiri chief whip. Nikadutoroga wechidiki. Ndaisaoga ndasapotoga muyu. Handina kuziya kuti ndaisa muyu wekuzvitema madatira. Ari kusara ari kutaura nyaya yekuti mari yakadyiwa, mari yakadini. Shuwa tikamutarisa mberi kwake nemumasure make haana kuidya. Haana chikora chaakatoturikira futi government. Saka kana ari kufunga kuti ari special pakudini. Munondidzisa. Imimi moshinzika $2 kawakapuwa ikako kuti vakapuwa mari kuti vakazodya. Apa ari kufamba nani neopposition. Kari kutumwa. Ari kufamba neopposition. Kana aine agenda yakanangana nameno.
So, Comrade Wadyajena was groomed from the get-go. And I like the way he was groomed. This is where you really see that Mnangagwa is smart. Because once he got groomed, Comrade Robert Mugabe put him as the chairperson for the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Youth Indigenization and Economic Empowerment. This was 2013. That's when he started getting groomed. This guy, for some reason, he was just groomed to be a parliamentarian, right? And I have a feeling the only reason he was not put into this current cabinet was because Comrade Ed Mnangagwa didn't want the backlash, or didn't want his kids to be damaged. If he wins 2023 and Wadyajena is not a deputy minister or a minister, something wrong. Wadyajena is the shit. When we are saying he's the shit, I'm telling you this as a revolutionary. He holds no bars. He does not care whether you are Zanu PF or you are MDC or you are a Parliamentary. Zokugara umira uti anti-sanctions. Wakadla mari. Urudla mari government. Tenda yawe yakafamba sei. This guy is straight out when it comes to doing his job. He's a pitbull. He is the exact same way that BT is for MDC. This is who Wadyajena is for Zanu PF. But difference between BT and Wadyajena is that Wadyajena does not seem to have an ego. I am shocked, comrades. We've been researching this guy at Munu Yane Mkoma, because he's not that old from us, but Mkoma hana ego. He doesn't seem to have an ego. He has very small footprint online. Doesn't talk that much. He's fun background. Munu background. Right? But 8th Parliament, he was appointed by former President Robert Gabriel Mugabe to serve as the chairperson for the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Youth Indigenization and Economic Empowerment. This was a committee that was overseeing the operations of the Youth Indigenization and Economic Empowerment Ministry. If you haven't listened to our Vision 2030 podcast, please listen to it, because there have been about 14 policy platforms that have been thrown there, right? So we can keep going on. Wadyajena has indicated that he's been against corruption. He's had several beefs with different people. He had beefs with Kaskwere, he had a beef with Tagwire, he had a beef with Mandichimene. He's had beefs with Joao, actually, right? A lot. This guy, he's young, right? He's a young guy. He knows what he wants. And those beefs ended up with him getting in trouble with the law a lot, right? He was accused by Zimra for evading taxes for a while. His baby mama came after him, but his baby mama had not even told him that she was a baby mama. He only found out when the kid was 10 years old. Sounds suspect, right? Sounds suspect. But anyway, we move on. Kaskwere came after him as well. Don't forget, a lot of people forget that when Kaskwere was a Komizai, and even before Komizai, Kaskwere was very powerful. Kaskwere akamuonesa moto. Kaskwere akamuonesa moto. But besides kuonesa moto na baba, he still supported Grace Mugabe. After supporting Grace Mugabe, people thought that this guy was really close was getting close from Grace Mugabe, cooked up cases against him, started saying that this guy was insulting Grace Mugabe. Around 2015, all of a sudden, this guy is being thrown under the bus when he was being accused for insulting Grace Mugabe. You had disciplinary committee hearings being held against him. Don't forget, he was seen as ED's protege, right? But he was acquitted from all of those charges, right? Letina Udenge also laid charges against him as well, but then she ended up also withdrawing those ones. Letina Udenge, if you do not know who that is the wife, that was the wife of the Energy and Power Development Minister Samuel Udenge, who ended up getting locked up, right? So 2016, Wadyajena went before a Zanu PF disciplinary committee following a recommendation by the party's National Commissar Xavier Kaskwere for alleging promoting the ascendancy of President Mnangagwa to vice presidency. The allegations were later dismissed as factionalism related, and Wadyajena was acquitted. It was later established that these allegations were false, when the Zanu PF disciplinary committee singled out the G40 linked Makusoni Slwange, Tapiwa Matangaidze, and Anastasia Ndlovu for seeking to cause disharmony for having fabricated allegations with Kaskwere that they were unable to substantiate. Why am I mentioning this? Why am I mentioning this? Comrades, conclusion.
What does the Act say in terms of boards?
That is not a matter for my office. I'm an appointee. I'm appointed. I don't apply for this job. Those who appoint me either extend or terminate. I simply serve my nation.
So you are simply serving?
I'm serving my country, yes. Until advised otherwise.
Okay, so when are we going to get the documents?
Yes. I liked what Honorable Mliswa suggested, where he says, look, let's find out the detail And here, I think we've ignored a very important part of this communication, sir. And it says, authority, because you are entitled to, can be done in local. Third parties are the press. You are not a third party. And indeed, if the press is out of here, documents can be available. And the reason why we do that, sir, is where we are coming from as a nation. There are countries today outside our own country, outside Africa, who impose illegal sanctions on us.
Order, Mr. Nyambadza. I think I don't find it well when you say our documents can be availed without the press. Not even finished. When we ask for documentation, we never asked you to submit documents to the press. We didn't say so. We say documents must be submitted to the clerk of parliament, not to the press.
Sir,
not to the press. Let me finish. So this excuse of saying we want to submit documents to the press, we never say to the press. We don't report to the press. We report it to parliament, this august house. That's what we do. We table our report in this house. We ask for document to be submitted to the clerk of committee through clerk of parliament. He knows the procedure. I've not even a single day we told Mr. Mbona to submit documents to the press. So why would you mention the press? Documents are submitted. Now you write a cover note. These are confidential documents. We are submitting these documents. What you want submission of documents? Since now you have said they can be submitted, when can you submit the documents to the clerk of parliament?
In the soonest possible time.
What time today?
I think if we go out within 2 hours, they can be put together and submitted.
So I think no further deliberations and submissions.
But I think, can I say something, sir?
Let me go on. You've asked what you want.
No, sir.
Order. Let me finish. We are not here for stories. We are not here for other issues. We invited you here. You said documents can be submitted 2 hours or as soon as possible. So what we want from now onwards, we've got so many questions. We've got everything. We've gone through the documents. But we are not interested right now. What we want, Mr. Nyambadza, is for you and your team to be excused. You go, you submit the document in 2 hours, just like you've said. I'll give you up to 2 o'clock to submit all the documentation to this. And then we will re-invite you. Then you will say whatever you wanted to say.
No,
as a chairman, order, I'm the chairman here. You are the chairman at Ada. I'm the chairman in here. As a chairman, I've ruled and I've closed the session. Mr. Nyambadza.
But sir, we...
Order, Mr. Nyambadza.
No, but sir...
Order.
You are not...
Order. I said order. When I say order, sit down, sir. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, but when we come here, we don't
order.
want to be filled that we are second and sixth.
Order, sir.
No.
Order. Don't
you are
us.
dictating to us.
I'm not dictating.
You are dictating to us. You are dictating to us.
Don't threaten us.
Yeah.
Don't threaten us.
No. You are now dictating.
Don't threaten.
You want to act like a headmaster.
Don't threaten us.
We mean well here.
Don't threaten. Just submit the documents. Submit the documents that you don't care.
When you see Wadyajena, you see somebody who is learning to become a leader. Don't look at him just as a politician. Look at how he performs in parliament. How many parliamentarians do you know who actually are doing good job? Okay, Tombo ichweta paside yo. Pane cartel report yakaitwa released. It was the name Cadres. Google and download it. It's called Cartel Power Dynamics in Zimbabwe. Cartel Power Dynamics in Zimbabwe. Under that PDF, look for case study 3, the agricultural cartels. Read that one. We are doing podcasts on cartels, Tichaenda for agriculture, and you are going to then mention this one when we talk about Wadyajena. Tichatomufonera kuti atipo comment. He may refuse or he may comment, but again, cartel power dynamics in Zimbabwe. Look at the case study 3, the agricultural cartel. case study 3 on that PDF. This is on Google, you can download it. This man, Cadre, is a firebrand. He knows what he's talking about. Ane mari yake. And you can tell by the way he questions people and he does his work. If you want to know who E.D. Mnangagwa is, look at Wadyajena. Why? Because Wadyajena was mentored by Mnangagwa. These are long-termists, comrades. You may not be as smart or you may not be cheap, but surround yourselves with people who are smart. Always strengthen your weaknesses. Wadyajena keeps doing that. You don't see his footprint on YouTube. Every time that you see Wadyajena, it's somebody talking about Wadyajena. Kashoma kumwona kana asiri kutaura policy. Kashoma. That is the people who are being nurtured by Mnangagwa. But he's now his own man. He's grooming his own people. Again, it's very surprising that Wadyajena was not made a minister or a deputy minister in this current parliament. These are the people that Mnangagwa is protecting. If he wins 2023 and Wadyajena is not minister of something, or if he's not deputy minister of something wrong. Or maybe, yeah. But this is a person you need to take care of. Observe him, watch him. He is a leader. He is a BT without the ego. Wadyajena is BT without the ego. They think the same, they have the same intellect, they have the same acumen, there are no holds bars, they are bare knuckle fighters politically. But Wadyajena seems not to have an ego. He doesn't seem to always look for a camera. Check him out. Google. Find out who he is. But he is a watchlist cadre. We are proud of him. We hope he continues to rise within Zanu PF, because after doing our research and seeing the way he handles himself in parliament, he is a true parliamentarian, and we only hope that this is who he is in real life, or if he ever gets the position to become a minister or a deputy minister or an ambassador or whatever he ends up becoming, because it's perfect. This current parliament, BT did a good job. Wadyajena did a good job. Mliswa did a good job. We are also going to list other people. The females are going to put them on a separate thing. So we really want to celebrate them. So here you have it. Watchlist cadre, comrade in arms, very good. Underrated. Nobody talks about him. He keeps and he flies below the radar. But this guy knows what he. We have not even discussed his business acumen or how he's managed to keep making money or fly under the radar up to now. Mudara. We're not even going to talk about all that shit. We're going to concentrate on the political side. He's doing the work. And people criticize ED and say that Mnangagwa has not fully reached his potential. This guy was mentored by Mnangagwa, and he did not get a position anywhere near government. To be continued. This has been Comrade Super Cabral Roger.